What makes the U.S. one of the most overweight nation among developed countries? Well, food activists say it's all about addiction maintained by a subtle system of technological and marketing tricks by food corporations. Marina Portnaya looks into what's feeding America's food habit.
It's the richest country on earth, where banks can't fail and waistlines can't stop expanding.
Waistlines in America are growing.
An alarming new study showing half of all Americans could be obese in less than 20 years.
Sugary drinks and wider waistlines go hand in hand.
With 1 out of every 3 adults clinically obese and 40% of children officially overweight, experts say food has become a drug, engineered, cooked and marketed by an industry banking on addiction.
What these food scientists have done is they've gone into a lab and they've created these chemical concoctions that are very sweet, very fatty, and very salty, and they call it a bliss point.
Scientists and food industry whistleblowers say big food companies engineer processed foods and beverages with ingredients that pique the taste buds while tricking the brain to think you're still hungry, causing you to eat more. But in a country where diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and heart disease are becoming all too common among millions of children and adolescents, why don't food corporations create healthier recipes?
In one word, I would say greed. We obviously are putting money above public health.
Another major profit-generating ingredient for big food is marketing. In the U.S., there's virtually no regulation of food and drink advertising, even when it targets children. Last year, entertainer Beyoncé inked a $50 million endorsement deal with Pepsi. This came as the American Heart Association released a report finding that 25,000 obesity-related deaths in the U.S. back in 2010 were linked to the overconsumption of soda and other sugary drinks.
In France, they have a warning label on food, much like we have warning labels here in this country on cigarettes. They put a warning label on processed foods. It says, warning, this food may be harmful to your health.
While European countries require genetically modified foods to be labeled, in the U.S., the biotech industry and corporations like PepsiCo and Coca-Cola spent millions last year to defeat a California ballot initiative for GMO labeling.
It's very difficult to get the right labeling standards onto the packaging. There's big pushback with the industrial food producers who do not want to label what really is going into our food supply.
Whole Foods Market, a grocery chain with 339 stores, recently announced that it will begin labeling all GMO foods within the next 5 years. It will be the first and only U.S. retail store to require the food labeling. On the other hand, when it comes to soda, regulation is off limits. New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg recently lost his fight to limit the extra-large serving sizes of sweet beverages in an effort to fight obesity. And soda lovers like VP wannabe Sarah Palin have celebrated the fact that Americans can continue consuming an alarming amount of high fructose corn syrup and empty calories in one giant cup. Not sure if Ms. Palin knows about the medical warnings indicating that if the country's health trend continues at its current pace, nearly half of all Americans will be obese by 2030. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.